Hello. Can you hear me well? Okay, we have several updates and few things are changed, but pretty much most of the thing is the same and we have a lot of to test. So I have this Claude. Let me create a poll. I wanted to ask it to you. Hi Benya, thank you for support. Hello. Okay, so can you try to fake 3D and physics together? Fake 3D. I don't think it is something easy to do because physics is working in the world space and I don't know. I need to try it. You can't force physics to work in specific frame of reference, so it only works in that pseudo 3D that you have created. But that's a good question. Yeah, it does have wind property, but right now you can't animate it, so it will just constantly affect in that direction. I want to try something today, and meanwhile you can let me know your ideas. So let's create two bonds. Bind it. Two bonds on each side. I'm not looking for best quality here, just something. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's enough for me. And our container is located here. So let's create a container. I want, when I'm moving this, it's a little bit delaying. So let's create a physics constraint for this bone. I want to show you something. So it's simulating, and I want only rotation. I want it always to stick here, but just slightly tilt a little bit. Now I have it, and when I move it, nothing happens. So this might be confusing a little bit, but the moment we give length to the bone, because right now it doesn't have any length, the moment we give length to the bone, and let me, you can see now it rotates. Let me just turn the direction. Of the bone. Rotation, and we are good to go here. And spine beta is not beta yet, it's in alpha stage, so I was lucky to receive it and test it. It's not publicly available. Okay, this is great. I will just reduce that value. So important thing, I'm always repeating it because it's really important. The reason why it's lagging, it's staying behind, is because we have inertia, and we had also friction here, but it's removed. But the reason is that we have inertia. The higher it is, more delay will happen. So if I reduce it, there should be no physics affecting. I mean, right now, because there is no inertia, pretty much consider that it's massless. So inertia is when it reacts when we move. So whatever we move, if there is higher inertia, it will delay. Physics will apply. So I will give a little bit inertia to it just to see it slowly but I don't like how slowly it comes back. I mean, it's wooden stick, so it would quickly come back and maybe oscillate for a while. Okay, so I will increase the strength. I want it to come back right away. Maybe still too slow, but we have a damping which is pretty high. It slows down that oscillation. You can see the icon, it says that. So this is much more like that result I want to have. So this is the wood, and I'm going to play with them. Rotation. Let's do it for all of them. I will rename them so I'm not confused by the names. And then create constraints again. Maybe I need to update the bindings. Yeah, that was the issue. Okay, let's go through the chart again quickly. You can't, I don't understand how we would convert the simulation to keyframes. I'm not familiar with this. I understand what you're asking, but I'm not familiar how to do, because right now in animation we don't have any animation. If I create an animation, let's say it's moving left and right. I understand that you want to key all these frames, but what to key? I mean, you can key the moments, but it still will be keying the setup pose, and it really depends when you stop it and how fast is the simulation. So I don't really see the way right now to key it, and the lag that you see is going to be fixed. It's something temporary. It shows sometimes, but it's not something that will be like that. Okay, so there is no baking on the timeline on keyframes at the moment, but I will ask them and see what solutions we have in that case, because I do really understand why we would need that, but I don't see how we would do that in this setup. So now about the gravity and wind, I was avoiding to talk about it too much, how we would use it. I mean, they are just forces. We have the options here. So let's assume I'm adding some gravity here. I want them to hang. and I want them to hang when I rotate them. Let's add the gravity and see what's happening. Pretty much nothing. Now let's turn the setup, and sorry. Okay, I see them hanging. I did not expect actually to see that. Honestly, I really did not expect that. I was thinking they would go down and then try to go back where they are. But anyway, so the reason why they won't fall all the way down is because we have strength which tries to bring them back. Hi Aram Azatian, I will try what you ask in a moment. Now, so the reason why they are like in the middle of the way, because there is a strength and there is a gravity. Gravity is stronger, so it's pulling down, but not all the way down. So if I reduce the strength, we will see them all falling down constantly. And the reason they are going down actually because we have translate enabled. So if I remove translate and only have rotation, we will see a little bit result of ragdoll. So it's not obviously ragdoll, but this is how it works. So depending on where we rotate it and where we place it, it will always go down straight. But as I said, we need to make sure that there is no strength that is pulling them back to normal setup pose, and we have gravity enabled. Same works with wind. Obviously, it similar force. It like works in the way. So you see the button for keys, which is cool, but they are in development right now. The only thing that we can key now is the mix value. Here is it. So we turn it off or turn it on. The physics at all, which is cool. I have no idea if you can import spine character into Blender. You should make some plugins for Blender that can read that JSON programming skills. If anybody, if somebody already did it, then most likely yes, you will be doing it. Okay. А если баннер и баннер 3 отключить? Баннер и баннер 3. Окей. Okay, let me turn off their inheritance and see what's happening. Yeah, you see pretty much similar effect as we had with without strength, because right now we see the same effect, but we have the strength, and it's not bringing back because right now it's in the normal state because it doesn't inherit rotation. I don't know if you were trying to see that, but yeah. Developers told about it being hard on performance. It's not. It's pretty much lightweight, similar to other constraints, and even working better. So there won't be any problems. They they promised to give us organizational tools like folders here, so we work much easy here in the constraint folder, because if we start working with constraints, physics constraints, it will be like a lot messier, and it's hard for me right now to work there. I think we will need some kind of copy pasting values, maybe linking together a few of them, so you move one of them and it applies to other ones, because right now I want both of them to behave exactly like same, and I could link them, the constraints, and don't care about whether I change this one or the other one, and then I want this to be linked. And similarly, like for other bigger projects, maybe you have Claude and you would go and set them apart, even though they are in the different structures. You want them to behave the similar way, they are from the same material. So it's not expensive. Okay, so any ideas how should we do and see it? I tried to solve one case, but I really failed there. I don't understand how to do it. Where is it? No, this one, the rainbow. I tried to use to duplicate few times and see if I can create a trail. But it was crashing, so I don't know if they fixed it or no. Honestly, I don't know how else to try it on what. I think I need to just start working with it with real characters, because material wise it's pretty much understandable how things work. I wanted to see how we actually find nice tricks that are not obvious to use. Yeah, I can actually go ahead and give different values here. Okay, I see it's lagging a lot, but it clearly should not happen, so this is going to be fixed. I'm pretty sure they are aware of it. I think the issue is in the order of the constraint, you know. Yeah, it should be. Let's see. No, doesn't seem like. Anyway, let's try a different thing. Okay, so I'm going to delete bunch of stuff here so we keep things simple. And let's see if we can make nice tentacles. Okay, I'm putting all here for rotation translate, but I will turn off translate for this one. I don't want them to be detached from the head. Great. So it's going slow because it has high inertia. No, it's not a beta. Beta is supposed to be public. It's in closed alpha, I guess, or closed beta. It's not available for public. Okay, so let's reduce the inertia, or maybe keep it there, but I want to reduce the damping and give higher strength so it goes back, maybe less mass. Let's see. Yeah, let's leave it like this. Next I will go and do this one. It's a little bit heavy one and the main one, so I would like to have them under selection. Let's work with translate, rotation, but not this one. I will disable translate from this. Great. Let's see how it works. Maybe share and scale. No. Higher inertia, less damping, and bigger strength. Too much stretching. So this is where actually you can disable translate for all of them, have only rotation, but then create another set of constraints. I mean, maybe in the future we will have better another set of constraints and have translate for them and give very little inertia. So we see the translate, but we don't see too much. So you can see we have a nice thing here. And same goes with the scale and shearing. I think in the little value it can be, no, it cannot. Great, so the big one is done. I'm thinking if I should reduce the hair. They are stretching, giving nice trail. Anyway, let's move with these ones. Okay, rotation, less mass, And for this one, let's try to give them very little strength so they like come back very slowly. Rotation, higher inertia, less strength, less mass, and I think we have order issue here. It's super hard to understand in this mess. I hope after ordering can fix it. You can see we have a nice effect with but they are too synchronized. I don't know, maybe I can reduce this a bit and change a little bit values here just to get a little bit difference. Okay, so you can see that there is a jumping. I would not worry about it right now because it's still in beta and it's not happening all the time. So you can see now it's very smooth. And the cool thing that, I mean, you can use this in the game already, but the cool thing is that you still can go and animate it. So let's see how our animation is looking. This is our original animation. Yeah, so I will try to move with this character. Let's assume she's moving. And let's move her right here. And I think I will need to remove translate from this one. I don't want it to be detached. So we have our character moving, but it's too slow. Let's move her even farther. Okay, let's rotate it towards that direction and move and do some up and down, down. Okay, So you can see now, let's move her the other way. Okay, with some different rotation. And assuming that she's flipped. So you can see clearly tentacles are dragging backwards, like, and hair, which shows the power of the physics constraint. You still can animate it, and I can see this one could use some tweaking. Yeah, but I like it. Okay, I think I will finish here. It was a quick test. I am struggling to find a good way to test it. I mean, to see what features I can use it. I'm waiting for animations to be in animation that we can set a separate keys for each property. Here we have the buttons, but we don't have the feature right now. So when that comes out, I will be doing some snowing animation where different snow particles are being affected by wind on different states. So it's going to be cool. Yeah, make sure to subscribe to see all the new reveals. Thank you very much.